I would rather spend $1 million a month than live with a man.
The reason most men don't understand the concept of the mental load is because they're looking at a task and we're looking at everything connected to the task.
So I just got home from running some errands, and I put some stuff away, and I put the TV on just for some noise, and there's a real feeling of just peace.
In the world of today, more women are choosing to live alone. A lot of women are exhausted living with men, and that is what we are going to be looking at in today's video. Welcome to today's video. If you are new to this space, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and let us get right into the video.
Let me tell you something. Living with a man will destroy your peace in so many ways. You have to be fully ready and prepared to live in the same household as a man. And if that man is not your husband, you for damn sure don't need him in your house, in your space. I regret that so much. I destroyed my peace in my home. A man in your house, living in your house, mind you, your house, especially if he is not contributing to bills, just eating up your food, have your lights, your heat, all your bills go up simply because he is there. But if you're somebody that is nice and neat and quiet and have things in certain places and you wanted to stay there, you are content. You are not somebody that need to be living with no man, because all of that is going to be destroyed. And I regret so much living with a man. I can be with a man, but we cannot stay in the same household. I like my house quiet. I like my house clean and serene and looking a certain way and feeling a certain way and smelling a certain way. And a man will come in and destroy all of that. On top of you basically becoming his caregiver. You're cleaning up after him. You washing his clothes and his dishes and making his meals that he eats over and over, day in and day out. You don't get a break. If that is your dynamic, you don't need to be living with no fucking man. Hell, you don't even want to be doing that for your husband. You do not want to be in a relationship that's not reciprocal. If you can do for him in every way, he can do for you in every way. You should not be the only one cooking the meals. You shouldn't be the one that's only taking care of the kids. That should not be the situation. He should be fully involved in everything is going on, including the bills within that household. He need to be cleaning up after them kids. He need to be putting them to bed. He need to be planning and cooking a meal and not being continuously told what to do. You should already know. You're an adult. Women are being placed in situations where we become their mothers. They go from their mama house to your house, and they expecting you to do what their mama did. But on top of that, now you got to lay with them every night with their funky feet and funky breath and they sweaty bodies trying to be all over you. My soul. Do not live with a man if you cannot handle all of that, because they are going to expect you to do it all on your own. And then you can't complain about it, because then they get mad and upset about that too. So be mindful. I know I regret it, and I can't see myself doing it again. I just can't. I'm sorry. My peace, my serene, my quiet, my clean house. I'm not your mama. I'm not finna clean up after you over day in and day out, over and over and over again. And I get absolutely nothing in return other than what you got dangling between your legs. Absolutely fucking not. I say what I said.
The reason most men don't understand the concept of the mental load is because they're looking at a task and we're looking at everything connected to the task. This may not be the best example, but it's the most recent example I can think of. My husband and I got back from holiday in the middle of the night on Sunday. Flight was delayed, so I didn't have any sleep and had to leave again first thing in the morning of Monday for a company offsite. I asked my husband to unpack and tidy up before I get back on Tuesday evening. Now, my husband isn't lazy, and this isn't me having a go at him or throwing him under the bus, because honestly, most men would do exactly the same thing. Anyway, Monday came and he was very tired from work. His thought process was basically, it's fine, we'll sort it together on Tuesday evening. But here's the problem. He didn't think of what obstacles could arise. I was thinking, okay, if that's done, on Wednesday there's less to do. Because we've got no food in the house, we need to do a grocery shop, we need to dust, hoover, mop. I'm going to have over a week's worth of work to catch up on that Wednesday. And he'll be in the office, so we only have that evening to do all of this. We also need to pick up a friend from the airport that evening, and he's staying with us. So we need to cook dinner in time for his arrival to spend quality time with him. And before someone says, well, none of that had happened yet, exactly. That's mental load. It's carrying things before they happen. Because life has taught us that things rarely go to plan. And guess what happened? I came back on Tuesday evening with food poisoning and my husband had something else to do. So Tuesday disappeared. And suddenly, all the things I was worried about became real. The cleaning wasn't the problem. The cleaning was never the problem. The problem was that one day delay creates another delay, which creates another delay. And before you know it, you're standing in a messy house with no food in the fridge, trying to welcome a guest after a full day of work. This is where I think men and women often think differently. Men tend to say, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, whereas women will think, okay, are we sure the bridge is even there? If it is there, are we prepared to what's waiting for us when we get there? Do we have what we need to cross it? How long is it going to take? What's on the other side? Do we need to stop beforehand? Do the kids need feeding? Do we need extra nappies? Do we need petrol? Is there another route that would maybe make more sense? I know some people are listening to me right now and thinking that sounds freaking exhausting. Trust me, it is. But that's not negativity. It's not women creating imaginary jobs for themselves. That's years and years of being the person who notices what happens when nobody thinks ahead. Because somebody has to think about the groceries before the fridge is empty. Somebody has to think about dinner before everyone's hungry. Somebody has to think about school uniforms before Monday morning. Somebody has to think about birthdays before people get upset, or think about Christmas presents before everything gets sold out or is double the price in December. Somebody has to think about all of the boring, invisible stuff before it becomes a problem. When people dismiss mental load, that's the bit they don't see. They're looking at the bridge, whereas we're carrying the map.
I would rather spend $1 million a month than live with a man. Living with a man is never worth the savings that you think you're gonna have. So when I saw this comment of this woman when I was talking about all of the money that you need to spend if you want to be living on your own, saying, girlie, get a man. No matter how much physical money you think you're saving, the drainage that a man will cause you when you live together is far more. I truly don't need to be on a 30-minute phone call running you through the aisles of the grocery store we both have been to 100 times. And if you've ever had a male Instacart shopper, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, no, you cannot substitute that. They don't have bananas? What do you mean a grocery store doesn't have motherfucking bananas? Like, you're crazy. 2, I do not want to clean anyone else's shitty underwear other than my daughter's. And if you're sitting there being like, what do you mean your daughter has shitty ass underwear? Bitch, you have kids. Like, if she's not bending over grabbing her ankle, she ain't wiping properly. But a grown man's skid marks? Count me out. 3, I would rather buy groceries for me and a growing child than a man. Okay, a man will eat $300 worth of groceries. They're fucking gluttonous in one night. And then be like, there's nothing to eat in the house. You just ate $300 worth of groceries. Yeah, there's nothing to fucking eat. Go get your ass over there. 4 is the mental load, because no matter how much they think they're helping you, having to explain step by step how everything works in the home that they live in is not worth it. I'll do it myself. Because helping, if asking for help, is not actually helping. I don't know if you guys realize that. 4, don't even get me started on the air conditioner. Men need to be in the Arctic. They need to be in the motherfucking Arctic, okay? Your air conditioning bill is going to be through the fucking roof. Right now, I have my windows open. And that is enough. If there was a man in here, he'd probably be dripping in sweat. But me, comfortable as a clam. Not to mention, men are just messy. They're just messy by fucking nature. Do you see my house? My house looks like a fucking museum, and I have a child. Do you know the reason for that is? We're 2 women. Shoes go where the shoes go. Food goes where the food goes. Dishes go in the fucking sink. No spoons by the edge. Like, are we kidding? I am not willing to pay that price. If you want to, hey, if a man wants to put money in my bank account and stay the fuck out of my house, hey, sounds great. You go on and do your thing, little man. But me, I will be living alone, period. And if you feel the same way, I need you to come in these comments. I need you to come in these motherfucking comments, because this actually pissed me off. I love you.
When I lived with a man, I never really knew what emotional landscape I was coming home to, and that is so chronically exhausting. I would go to work for however many hours, and then I would drive home, sit in the parking lot for like 2 to 5 minutes and dissociate, because I felt like I was clocking into my next job of having to go upstairs and just get talked at and touched and picked on and just all of the things, and having someone ask me to do something for him when he's been home for hours and hasn't done anything except for listen to Joe Rogan and play Xbox with his friends. And it's like, I never felt more exhausted in my life. And now, living alone and single, if I were to get into another relationship, I definitely don't want to live with that person. And going further than that, I don't really want you to come over here for more than like 2 hours. Like, this is not someone else's third space. No, I am not going to do that anymore, because I have then dated people after that, and they just like literally, like, they'll come over here and they'll sit their sweaty, dirty asses on my couch, and then I have to feed them my food that I have rationed out for the month on my budget. Like, absolutely. And they don't plan a single thing, like, and turn on my TV. Absolutely not. Like, there's literally a 0% chance that I will ever allow that again. If I'm dating somebody, I want to date. I want to go out. I want us both to plan things to do that would be fun. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to have experiences. I don't want you to come and just sit in my damn apartment. And I don't want to go sit in yours. And I don't want to sleep over. And I don't want you to sleep over. I hate sharing a bed with somebody. There's few things I hate more than that. I sleep horribly. And then I wake up in the morning and I hate you automatically, because I just had a terrible night of sleep. And it's maybe not your fault, but also kind of, yeah, because like, I don't want to share a bed. I don't. I hate it. I hate sleepovers. There's so many like pieces of modern dating that is just like seen as like, this is just what you do. And I'm like, actually, like, I literally hate those things. Like, I don't want to do that. And that makes me not a good candidate for the typical girlfriend application, because I bring a certain vibe to the date of like, I don't want to do this in any way that it's typically been done. Like, do you want to do it that way? And they're like, I just want kids and I want to have sex. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not the girl.
So I just got home from running some errands, and I put some stuff away, and I put the TV on just for some noise, and there's a real feeling of just peace. Right now I'm looking over the golf course, looking at the golfers. They can't possibly not be hot out there. But I got home and I decided I was hungry, so I made a sandwich. And what was really interesting about this sandwich was that I didn't have to make one for someone else. For years, every time I stepped into the kitchen, every time I said, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna fix something to eat, I had to fix something for a grown man. Like, he couldn't come and help, or he couldn't decide he was hungry at any other time besides when I was. Like, he would eat nothing. I'm not kidding you. He would eat nothing for hours and hours and hours until I stepped into the kitchen. And I didn't have to make anyone a sandwich. I didn't have to take it to them. I didn't have to go get the plate when they were done and put it in the dishwasher. I was exhausted for years. Always exhausted. And I realized it was because I was a middle-aged woman taking care of a teenager, taking care of a man-child. Because every time I wanted to eat, I had to consider, does he want to eat? Because so many times I would be making a sandwich and he would appear, oh, are you making something to eat? I'm hungry too. Yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. And now the feeling of not being tired. I have been working on this apartment for 3 days, nonstop, just constant, cleaning and unpacking and carting boxes off and doing all of the things. And I'm sleeping like a baby at night, and I'm not tired during the day. That's an incredible feeling of the exhaustion being just like lifted. The exhaustion that you carry when you have to take care of a grown person. It's like nothing. It's like nothing you'll ever feel in your life. Yeah, being single, it's like a well-kept secret. Oh my God.
When you tell women the realities of men, relationships, and marriage, a lot of them will say, well, what am I supposed to do with this information? Just remain single and lonely forever? No. Firstly, men do not cure loneliness. Most men bring anxiety, depression, trauma, PTSD, and risks to your health. Most marriages are not something to envy. Most married women are absolutely exhausted, especially if they have multiple young children. There's not enough time in the day to invest back into themselves. Their life is completely absorbed by servitude to her husband and children. The women that are having the best time with men are the women that realize that most men are not to be taken seriously. Most men are not to be in a relationship with, nor do you need a title, nor do you need a plan for a future, or a plan for a marriage. Most men are just to take you out, have a good time, sleep with them safely, and that's about it. Those are the women that are having the best time. Those are the women that are making sure that they put themselves first and they get something out of the deal. Because the moment a man walks up to you, he's looking to take something from you.
You see this thing called the human relationship, that is one of the most complex relationships in life. And let us talk about it. I'm seeing so many women saying they are exhausted living with men. And no, they are not talking about being tired because they are in a relationship. They are saying they are mentally drained. One woman shared that she feels like the manager of the house. She's the one remembering everything, what groceries need to be bought, when appointments are coming up, what needs to be cleaned, who needs to be called. And while she's carrying all of that in her head, her partner is just existing. And honestly, that's where a lot of frustration seems to be coming from, because imagine coming home after a long day and instead of feeling like you have a teammate, you feel like you're managing another adult. That would wear anybody out. Now, before the comments start going crazy, let me say this. I know this is not every man. There are plenty of men who cook, who clean, parent their kids, and show up as true partners. This conversation isn't about every single relationship. I needed to get that cleared up. But if thousands of women from different backgrounds are saying they feel the same way, then maybe there's something worth paying attention to. I also think social media has given women the language to describe what they've been feeling for years. Before, people would just say she's stressed. Now they're talking about mental load and emotional labor. And honestly, emotional labor is real. It's all the invisible stuff nobody notices until it doesn't get done. Planning birthdays, remembering family events, making sure the house has toothpaste, checking on everyone's emotions. That's work too. It may not be physical, but it is exhausting. At the same time, I think it's important to hear the other side. There are men who also say they are tired. Some feel pressured to provide financially, solve every problem, and keep everything together. So maybe this isn't about who has it harder. Maybe it's about couples actually talking about expectations before resentment starts building, because love alone doesn't keep a household running. Partnership does. If one person constantly feels like they are carrying the relationship while the other is just going with the flow, eventually somebody is going to burn out. And at the end of the day, I don't think most women are asking for perfection. I think they are asking for partnership. They want someone who notices what needs to be done without always being told, someone who shares the load instead of waiting for instructions. Imagine babysitting an adult. I think it's even more frustrating than babysitting toddlers. But that's just my take. What do you guys think about this? Are women asking for the bare minimum, or are social media exaggerated these conversations? Let me know in the comments. And as always, let us keep it respectful, because I know this topic can get people triggered. And if you've watched up to this point, you are the real MVP. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we are going to see in the next one. Thank you so much and peace out.